So, okay, but the mighty Fëanor can't lose, or Dobby. Who could beat up Dobby? A lot of people I know, actually, if I'm being honest with you. I think it was a friend of mine that I went to see the, I can't remember if it's part 1 or part 2 of the Deathly Hallows movie. When it came out, we went to watch it in theaters, and spoilers, I guess, if you care, even though Harry Potter spoilers probably are pretty okay to say by now. But when Dobby dies, there was somebody like sobbing behind us, and my friend just hates Dobby with a burning passion. So she was just laughing her head off the entire time, snickering as this poor distraught person behind us was just bawling. So it was a full dichotomy there, the full spectrum of feelings towards Dobby. But still sounds good to me. It's the exact kind of clever elf name that I was struggling and failing to come up with on my own when we first started this quest here. But okie dokie. One more time, Deep Elf. Let's dance, you and I. How could it possibly go wrong again? Of course, this time around, if you have any suggestions for what you might want to see, I'm happy to go through them. I mean, last time around, it was a coin flip between Fire Elementalist and Air Elementalist to try and get some revenge against all the electronic damage that we've been getting absolutely slaughtered by as of late. So we could try Air Elementalist. It's a fun start. Earth Elementalist is another pretty solid option there, so definitely let me know what kind of things you may want to see coming up here in the run. I'm gonna quickly run out, grab a refill for my drink, take this as a nice opportunity to do so, and then we'll get ready to hop back in. Before I go, I can answer Railbird. If you have a clear path of hybridization from fire to another school, then mid to late game is easier, but if you don't, the right spells, then it can be a grind, for sure, yeah. A lot of things get fire resistant in that kind of mid to late game. Weirdly enough, in the late game, Orbs of Fire aside, you can murder a lot of stuff with fire, no problem. But definitely in that middle section, middle to late, gets real rough. But again, I'll run out, grab a refill for the drink, leave any thoughts in chat if you want to see something in particular. Otherwise, I'll close my eyes and just pick one at random. We'll see how it goes. I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Okie dokie. Yeah, why not? And Vey this time, Earth Elementalist, because Fëanor crafted basically magic gems, or Dobby the Delver, because lol. Oh, I do love it. But we can start with Fëanor. We'll keep going with the kind of traditional fantasy names here and try it out. Maybe Hunter to get that ranged combat in before major changes. Could try it again. I'm going to go with one more spellcaster because we did give Hunter a pretty fair shake just before we're switching over to Delamar there. But we can definitely queue that up for the next one. Dobby the Hunter. Completely a bit of a idiosyncratic combination, but it could be fun. So let's go Earth Elementalist, and we will be Fëanor maybe? Though technically Fëanor means fire, you think? Hey, that's fine. Fire is all part of the earth, right? That's the thing. When we call the planet we live on Earth, as well as the stuff that makes it up, causes all sorts of interesting linguistic niche situations to happen. So let's cheat that one out and go for it. And okie dokie, a brand new start. Transmutations can go off right away, and we'll just be focusing down earth magic and spellcasting for a wee bit here as we get settled and sorted. We're hoping not to run out of stones before we can move on to other spells, of course, but you never know what to expect. I'll go back to picking up everything just in case. Helps out a lot early on, and of course, send out a dump. In classic fashion, because I just had so much hope, so much optimism for how that was gonna go, I did not in advance navigate to where I'd have to grab the next seed here, so if you'd give me just a quick moment to pop on over to our morgue file location, you can grab the seed for good old Fëanor here, and do a quick Control-C on that seed, because of course, if anybody wishes to play along at home, see how they fare in the dungeon, see if they can't completely embarrass me at my own game here and get through in one piece on Dalamar's map, or maybe even Fëanor here today, definitely go ahead and play alongside with us using that seed. I'd appreciate it if we didn't get any spoilers for the run, but that hasn't been a problem in the past, so I'm sure everyone's pretty understandable of that in general. But we will sandblast you once. Ooh, we do get a free weapon, so that's nice. I'll take. Ranged weapons in trunk have opened your eyes, but how ridiculous they used to be. Especially hunting sling as starting weapon. 9 damage, 1.2 base delay with infinite range. Right, it's an interesting one, because it's slings very strong early. Yeah, especially if you can get like a plethora of sling bullets, then I mean you're spoiled for sure relative to the norm. But that aside, you're still just in the clear. Lots of stones, you should be good to go. But they do fall off, unfortunately, so you do have to end up transferring over to something ideally. But that's usually possible as well at the end of the day. When I have 51 stones, I'm going to sandblast a little bit so I don't get murdered by one of these buddies. Ball Python almost had me beat there as well. The life of a deep elf, of course, but an early +1 robe is very, very kind of the dungeon to supply for us. Might be the difference between life or death early on here. Let's not fight 2 of these sons of guns at once. One at a time, though, ain't no thing but a chicken wing. Ooh, a spectral goblin. How about that? Oops. Stupid steps beside a ball python, also potentially taking more damage than I'd care to admit. How about that? But anything with a weapon gets shot. Sorry to say, but these things are necessary for our own continued survival in life. And as long as we don't run out of stones before then, we should be a-okay. Fortunately, a lot of the monsters early on here have stones in their inventory, since they launch them at us at any given opportunity, so that works out in our favor. As we quickly blast our way through the first parts of the dungeon here, it's going to be a little bit slower on this character than with the Fire Elementalist, just because we have to be slightly cognizant of those consumable stones, and on top of that, we of course have the limited range to always kind of keep in mind and make sure we're not getting too wrecked by. If possible. Ideally, right? We'll see how it goes. But a +1 pair of gloves, okay. We're in luck compared to the first one. We got some nice golden bracers, golden cloak. Everything's matching in terms of color theme here. I mean, that's 0 complaints from me so far, DCSS. I appreciate you throwing us a little bit of a bone. Even if things go horribly from now, we've still gotten a bit of a bone, and for that, I am eternally grateful, because it's been a rough day in terms of our dungeon crawling, of course. Oh, and we get Spellforged Servitor instantaneously. Huh. How about that? How about that? Well, I think I will learn Stone Arrow just so we have something else in our spellbook here, but it's not likely to be used anytime soon. It's a bit too expensive, of course, and that spell failure rate slightly higher than I feel comfortable using. Adders immediately get blasted, of course. Good old sandblast. I think I can just hold down tab here, at the risk of getting down to half health and regretting life's decisions. Perfect. And no uniques so far, which is alright, I guess. But just means more bad luck in the future. That's the thing. When I was celebrating our fashion options available so far and the like, the important thing to take into account there is that we want to get good stuff, but not too good. We don't want to become cursed or anything. We just want to have, you know, that cusp between cursed and just lucky. If possible, at least. Kobold, or Knoll rather. Sorry, you're not a kobold. My apologies. So silly of me to even suggest. Oh, okay, no, that doesn't work. But Knoll with the halberd is very scary for D3. I was hoping that a stone arrow could get this ball rolling, get us started, but of course we'll just fail it twice in a row instead. That's very cool. Very neat. Totally okay with that, not at all upset. 12%. What are the odds? Fantastic. There we go. We are able to take out the Knoll, which, I mean, impressive in my books. Generally don't expect to be able to fight Knolls whatsoever on a deep elf until a bit later on. Sigmund again, though. How about that? With a vampiric scythe. Oh, and you've confused me, I see. Well. Okay, then. It is what it is, I guess. How much damage does our stone arrow do? We could kill you in 2 stone arrows. Oh, actually. Could kill you in 2 sandblasts, my friend. Please be curing? Nope, that was mutation. Spells are a little easier to cast, but less powerful. Less than ideal, but not the end of the world for sure. Do you want? I'm just chugging random potions. We're flying now. We're hasted. Oh, and I'm no longer confused. So, just gonna have to luck out here. Or not. That's cool too. 3d4, 3d5. I'm probably just dead. I haven't died to Sigmund in a long time, though. So it's exciting, right? Oh, I'm berserk. And confused. The perfect combo. Too confused to move. Really? Was that just me stumbling into a wall, or is that something more meaningful? Also, what was that last potion? You feel magically purged. Oh, it's cancellation. How about that? Sigmund, please, I don't want to... Oh, come on. I was bragging about not dying to you in so long. I was so proud of myself. Please, confused, just let me... More confused. Very cool. Very neat. Not at all upsetting. In the slightest. Okay, at least you're pretty much at max range. We resisted a confuse? He's a god gamer? Sigh. Never a doubt in my mind, of course. Not even a little bit concerned. And besides, maybe some people in chat will be happy now, because it's the one game where I'm IDing stuff a little bit more proactively. Usually, it's not until like D7 that I even started IDing potions. But thanks to Sigmund, good old Sigmund, this is no longer the case of the matter. So, silver linings and all that. What do you have, friend? Vorpal Sphere? Hate that. Hate pretty much everything about that. Also, plant being in our way. Less than ideal, shall we say. Let's blast ya. And blast ya. Saying there's a chance. An opportunity. You drank a potion of might, so I'm just gonna leave real quick if that's cool with you, my Knoll friend. At least this one just has a club, so it should be manageable. I also want to real quick. Let's see, where do they connect here? So that's going to be a no-go zone. They probably connect somewhere here, so that's going to be a no-go zone, and they probably connect somewhere there. Just drop some exclusions to keep us safe while I can use Auto Explorer to check out the rest of this level here, maybe get a bit more experience before the end of days. Perfect, that exclusion is actually pretty well placed at the end. That's nice. This one was not, but I will break an exclusion for a shop. Thank you very much. There's a dagger of electrocution. Maybe could use that. Rapier of Speed is actually also very good in its own right. I really like the Speed brand early on. Helps when you're not trained at all to actually attack as quick as if you did have that kind of min-delay training at stake. So that's lovely. Could also go for the short bow of flaming. We have 99 stones now, so I'm thinking we should be okay for stone reserves until the end here. Close that door and head down the stairs. Yeah, well, definitely, it's nice to know those stones are there, for sure. Speaking of ID, have I come across Delatra's gloves yet? No. Is that a new, on Randar? They're still making those things? How about that? How about that? I'm guessing they have something to do with ID based on the, description there. Holy moly. Okay. So let's get this straight real quick. I call in 3 Go's Egg shops. Desperately search the dungeon. Quivering in my boots the whole time, scared for my life. Nothing that I want comes from these. Start a new game. First 2 spellbooks I pick up. First one has Spellforge Servitor, second one has Ignition and OTR in it. Are you okay, game? Now I'm gonna die, though. This is the type of luck that I was trying to stray away from. This is where it gets cursed territory, because after getting this lucky, how could we possibly do well from here? But one can dream. Fingers are crossed. I'm hoping, I'm a-wishing, and I'm praying. Character remix coming? Oh yeah, I think so. Just a little bit. The nice thing is that Earth Magic, always good. Any spellcaster, Earth Magic is good. That's how you get your statue forms. That's how you get your Lahudib's Crystal Spears or your Iron Shots, which is what we want our Spellforge Servitor to be firing, of course. So, I mean, they jive really well. We might do Earth and Poison to start out here, transferring into a bit of Fire or Ice. We do also have Ozkubu's Fridge, as Colgate points out here. So both those are kind of good options. Of course, Ignition is my one true love. So I'm so happy to see you, but also scared. Scared to see you, if I'm being honest. Sky Beast? No, we're playing especially carefully here. Possible. Phantom? Also not great, but that's fine. Haunt is good too. We can definitely take a look. If you couldn't tell, I'm very much an old-fashioned blaster caster myself. Which is why I end up leaning towards those. Also, what did I say about the curse? Immediately, every monster we've seen so far on this floor, I don't think we killed anyone early, right? Oh no, there might have been a Quokka. Is this a Quokka body? Besides this Quokka, of course. Sorry for forgetting about you, friend. They're all red. Red borders. Just fantastic. Not at all terrifying. At the very least, we can just stone arrow you a few times. Hope that it's enough, and that's a nice boost of experience for sure. And it just means to me that we're gonna head to a different stair. And maybe see some better stuff here? Maybe? Just maybe? Like the Economical Temple. Ooh, don't mind if I do. Alright, so we're looking for Vehemut, I think is what we kind of landed on in the chat here. So hopefully we see them. Fantastic. I'll still explore the rest of the area just to be extra sure that we found what we want in life. I really like the design of the map here. That's a beautiful pattern you got going. But let's try Vehemut again. Go for a very kind of classic blaster caster here. Should go fantastic. The nice thing about that is if we get to a decent power level in terms of our spells, something like Ignition very much pays for itself in a large crowd of enemies at the very least. So that's spectacular, and we would like to see that in our future, if possible, of course. Oops, let's not hit ourselves with Sandblast. Thank you, game, for preventing that. Appreciate you. Okay, I think we can kill you. I thought so at first too, but I was still leading them back to a stairwell just so we didn't get ambushed in the middle of that fight. Oh hey, it's Big Bird. Hey Big Bird. What? You have a spell book? I thought Big Bird was a berserker. They were. Sir, why do you have a book? I guess after death, maybe you don't care so much about the strictures of your god, but I imagine Trog's not very happy about that. Also, +1 range is real nice, especially on an Earth Elementalist, because we'll always be struggling with a slightly less than ideal range on our spells. It becomes pretty huge for sure. Quite a few uniques were added to Trunk. Ooh, that's interesting. I like that. I'm a big fan of uniques in this game. I find them a lot of fun. A lot of times they're just like big challenges, but they're, you know, again, pardon the pun, but they're very unique challenges. Each of them very much kind of has their own flavor and style, and that I very much enjoy. Speaking of uniques, and a unique sense of flair and style, Eustachio is who we have waiting for us here. Unfortunately, all of our stairs are very close together. Also, I thought for sure this was next to our first stair because Adder, Ice Beast, and Hound. Apparently they're just all hanging out together on both sides of the level, contrary to what you might think. How about that? Let's immediately, oops, not evoke, but put on the Ring of Evasion. Also should have put on this Amulet of Reflection, why the heck not? And maybe, just maybe, there's hope for the future. Not a lot of hope. Let's not be silly. Let's not be unreasonable. But just a smidge, a touch. An iota. Oh, I was hoping you'd fall into the ditch, you dumb fire. Not fire, sorry, you're ice. Ice Beast. So these guys do 20 damage max? Some of them already got heavy nerves because they're a bit much. I feel sorry for the players who had to figure that out the hard way. Okay, we just have to try and kill you, I think. Or run upstairs. Take one hit. Oh, or not. That's actually very lucky. We're just trying to replenish enough magic as we run away to hit you again. Oh, that's a statue. I can't get through there. It's impossible. So this is our life now. I hope you're all doing well. Hey, never mind. That didn't last nearly as long as I expected. The succumb of hope. Just a dash, just a pinch. But maybe, just maybe, it's enough. So, that means we've cleared this area. This ring is available to pick up. Resist corrosion. Not ideal, maybe. Not likely to be super relevant in the near future, but it's still lovely. I appreciate it. Appreciate whatever we can pull out of our rears here. And I probably should start training across the board here. We also got LRD, which I failed to mention earlier. LRD, by the way, incredible spell. Absolutely fantastic. Especially when combined with Petrify, so I think we got a good thing going here. This is going to be our early to mid game in a nutshell. Fantastic. So we'll keep training Earth Magic to, like, let's say 10 or something like that. And then I am going to bring Poison into the mix just on the back burner here a little bit. Let's bring that up to 8 and see how she handles. Beauty. See how it all shakes out here, how it all goes down. I don't really want to fight Eustachio. I don't think. Summon small mammals, just a pain in the rear. Minor demons are even worse. 40 health probably means we have to hit with like 3 or 4 stone arrows, which can we even afford to cast that many? Oh, we can cast 6. Nice. Better than I thought. How about this? Let's, neither of those stairs. Let's go to this stair. Oh. Hello, Ice Beast. Please don't hit me. You're very scary, and I'm very scared. But we're okay. Fantastic. Fine, I'll go upstairs to rest, since everyone seems to be interrupting our sleep schedule. And, oh, that's a teleport scroll, not ID. So we still haven't found more than one ID scroll? Interesting. Do I dare? Let's dare. Sasha, where'd you go? Where'd you go? Where'd you go? Oops, sorry. Tried to walk you into a wall. Let's just stone arrow this son of a gun a few times. Fantastic. It does work out quite lovely. I will switch over to a rapier, I believe. It's just a better version. Yes, slightly slower attack speed, but still better overall. Probably don't want to swap over to the leather armor quite yet. I'm kind of enjoying getting all of our spells fully castable for now, and then we can switch up to stronger armor as we see fit. Oh, no, we already have +1 gloves. Never mind. Got excited there for a moment, but not quite necessary. And fortunately, this son of a gun is asleep, so we don't have to worry about the high evasion that a scorpion has, and can just stone arrow you to death. What a wonderful world. Then next up here, I'll learn LRD. I'm going to learn Petrify as well. And OTR is actually, ooh, it's falling fast, baby. Let's learn that as well. Down to 4 spell levels. That's good enough for me for now. And look at that, All Grabs is already on the E key. Fantastic. That fits with what we had going before. Okie dokie. Let's go nuts here, shall we? Casting Stone Arrow. That shouldn't have been Stone Arrow, that should have been LRD. Oh, it was. It was just our last cast with Stone Arrow. Whoopsie daisies. Well, let's just LRD a few times. 4%. Probably not going to fail. It is a bad failure rate. The red lettering, of course, indicating that if we do fail, it might be a bit of a nightmare, but never did, of course. Close that door because we need you to be in range. Do you know what? I'm actually just running for now. No need to get killed by an ice imp when we're good here. Passwell's a good escape tool? Definitely, yeah. We'll probably learn that one as well. In fact, we can afford it, right? Yeah, let's just learn it now. Heck yeah. Or stab if you were into that. I mean, I am, but I'm looking for more of a petrify stab combo, if I'm being honest. Feel like it fits a bit more with our general vibe here, but definitely can leave it up for further options. I like passwall stabs when you have something like antenna and you can just constantly sneak in behind enemies. Get real nasty with it. What's here? Oh, it is a zombie. Or not a zombie, sorry, a mummy. Very different. But there we go. We're up to 4 scrolls, so I'm guessing that's probably ID, right? You can read those on this floor. Fantastic. It is the ID. Let's get Curing, nice. And Heal Wounds too. Ambrosia is a type of healing. Magic is actually very nice to find. And I'll do a scroll for the final one for good luck. Vulnerability. Probably not going to be helpful in the near future, but at some point maybe. Could end up using it. Similar note for Amnesia, not useful in the near future, but definitely in the future. Just to, you know, reuse the same word like 4 different times in a single sentence. Let's step up to you, friend. I should have actually probably just gone for the Petrify in hindsight here, but that's fine. We can walk up to you and finish you off. Fantastic. And Skybeast goes down no problem. Water Moccasin is very scary this early on, but we fortunately have enough damage to make do, make it by, without too much avail here, too much issue. Oh, jeez. What a wild shift. I mean, I know that I'm at least pretty comfortable with the early game, and I feel like I will feel more successful as long as I'm not dying on D2. But that aside, it still feels like we've ran the gamut to go from our previous run in Port Dalamar to this. Everything's just kind of falling into our lap. Like, this ring mail is incredible. Did we worship Ve? We did, yes. We are following our Lord and Savior Vehomet. +4 ring mail of morality. Blind, resist poison is great, regen is fantastic. Vulnerability to fire, potentially problematic, but we can fix that. We can get around that, no problem in the future. Okay, I was about to say, if this has like ignite poison or anything, then I'm gonna flip my lid in a positive way. Maybe a little bit positive, a little bit negative. A little bit of column A, a little bit of column B. Because if only Dalamar could have seen the same fortune. If only our poor friend Dalamar. Such a shame. But +6, Ring of Intelligence. I can immediately swap out the corrosion one that we've been wearing. As we're shafted, 3 floors. Fantastic. Grand weapon found right away is very interesting. There's also a Bailey down here, which I probably do not want to search out on purpose. That sounds dangerous. But if we get it while finding stairs... In fact, I'll even delve out a little bit beyond my comfort zone looking for a real stairwell. Fantastic. Very distant. Nope, okay, might just have to say no to that one. Pyromancer. Gonna say no to that one real quick. Remember when I was talking about how lucky we were getting? Let's just scratch all that real quick. No, still very fortunate at the end of the day here. Just hoping that we can retain some of that or regain some of that good fortune here. We're dead to fire anyway, doesn't matter. This is true. But ideally not going to be switching over to that armor for a bit here. Or not even ideally, just realistically I should say. Because it will hurt our spellcasting a bit too much at the moment, but it is beautiful as an option for the future. And by then, I mean... Since everything is going to go according to plan this time around, we'll probably have a very, very good source of fire resistance, like 3 pips. I'm talking on 1 artifact. Couldn't possibly go any other way, so that'll make it easy, you know? Won't even have to sacrifice anything to switch over to the fancy ring mill. Wouldn't that be nice? Oh, a little bit of yak action in play here, or not, since they didn't see us whatsoever. Instead, we'll just have to take our friends few by few here. That works for me. +3 scimitar on that son of a gun. That's probably gonna hurt. So, Ogleb's Toxic Radiance, very castable now. Good to know. Not useful against the whites. Also useful to note. Probably fairly important. 64% chance to petrify you. That's 100% chance in my books, because we never didn't have it. I almost just, not even auto fighting. I was using the movement there, so that's why we didn't get stalled out. I almost killed us. Whoops. But this son of a gun can only do 20 damage, so we just have to heal up a wee bit here. And then we can go for another petrify stack, and that should do the trick. Nope. Oh wait, but we didn't take any damage, so... Heck yeah, and this time I'm not standing next to you. Let's not foolishly throw this away. If I die because of, you know, my own mistakes that aren't just completely idiotic, then I'm okay with that. That's all part of the game we know and love. If I die to just a truly inanely stupid mistake, then I'm gonna be sad. Speaking of which, but petrify you, you son of a gun. Oh no. Okay. Gotta heal a little bit. Oh me oh my. So as I was saying, not dying stupidly on the agenda. A goal for the day. Oh, it is not my day. Sorry, Fëanor. Never really got a chance to shine. Sorry to all of you for having to watch that painful train wreck of a situation. Oh, so sad, so sad. We had everything, and I let it slip through my fingers. Oh, but that's all fine. Such good spells too, I know. It hurts. It hurts, but in the way that I kind of expect from the game, and therefore it can be enjoyable in this kind of context, because hey, these things happen. I've thrown away more promising runs before. I've thrown away many less promising runs before. Just how the dice roll, how it all shakes out, and all part of the fun. If the centaur hadn't shown up, maybe we would have been okay. But of course, the tack on and everything, it was cursed after all indeed. Dobby, you're up. The most powerful elf in the world? Nah, a pathetic house elf? Hell yeah. That's what we need. That's what we need. We need to fly under the radar a little bit. Maybe even try and appease some of the denizens of the dungeon. If I'm real cute, like, maybe they'll give me a sock. Would that be nice? Let's go for it. And I think Dobby is gonna be Hunter. We'll try out Hunter one more time here, since we are kind of flip-flopping between things here. Oh boy. Let's hop into it. It is not my day, to say the least. But we'll go short bow again. Dobby the Hunter. I guess house elves do have their own kind of style of magic, but that's fine. That notwithstanding, we're going in as a hunter here, living up to our elven heritage one way or another. So let's have bows on in the background. I think I will train short blades in the short term here. Auto pickup pretty straightforward. This time throwing stuff is actually a little bit more useful overall as well. Miscellaneous, of course, we want all of them. And last but not least, let's grab that morgue pile. All set up this time, so how about that? To quickly grab the seed, just in case anybody wishes to play along for themselves at home. Maybe not die to a pre-centaur combo on D8, D9, wherever the heck that was. Regardless. The seed has now changed to be good old Dobby here. We'll see how it goes. All starting range weapons are 15 base delay and trunk. Interesting. Also switch up to ring mail as soon as I see it here. Get some slightly better defenses. Hopefully not die to the first monster I see. Fantastic. Love to see it. And yes, as we saw in the couple of hunter runs that we did in the past, we very much just want to play it cautiously to start out here. I almost get killed by taking a bad step. Whoopsie daisies. But we don't want to use up too many of our arrows. So instead, we're just going to be trying to leverage our short sword where possible. Making sure that we are slightly careful to have those arrows for when we really need them in life. Though also, as long as we see enough centaur. No, I got that Colgate. That is 15 odds, yeah. I mean, that's already for bows. That's pretty much already it, right? Yeah, 1.3. So slightly better, but still less than ideal, shall we say. So let's switch to bow. For no reason whatsoever, because we're just going to keep running here for a little bit. Kobold with a club. Very scary. One of the scary monsters. I mean, generally, short sword would by and large be worse off, but still less than ideal here as we just hop around and heal up. I don't even think we're in a good enough spot now. I should probably keep pillar dancing until I'm like full health, but instead we're just gonna waste as many arrows as it takes to finish the job. And fantastic, we did mulch 3 arrows in that. That's not sustainable, I'll tell you that much for free. Oof, oof, oof. Oh no, and the water's gonna slow us. This buddy does up to 3 damage, so that's just enough to kill us. Let's see, what are my odds of killing you? Pretty good odds to hit. So that's nice. Great start, me. Brilliant. Let's just do it. Fantastic, never a doubt in my mind. Get absolutely slaughtered, my jelly friend. And okie dokie. Back on the road, shall we? How could it possibly go wrong again? At the very least, we can kill some jackals the old-fashioned way. Short sword definitely gets bowed before things get dire. And right, ball pythons are kind of fast, so let's sneak into a hallway as soon as possible. There we go, not too shabby. You know, even quokkas are kind of scary in their own right. Turns out none of the arrows hit, regardless, so it doesn't matter. And also, hobgoblin with no weapon, scariest monster in the dungeon. You heard it here first. Do you take more ice damage in water? I don't believe so. That would be a fun little mechanic that makes a lot of sense. Dang it. Hobgoblin got random energy towards us, less than ideal. In fact, what do you do? Up to 5 damage. Okay. That's a tough one where you never know if the enemy's going to try and cut you off along here or keep following around. Just had to kind of cross my fingers and hope that everything shook out. But no, the only real issue with water is that it slows you a little bit more than I was willing to have happen there. Would have gotten us killed, unfortunately. Well, in the end, I guess not necessarily, seeing as how we did survive one turn, no problem. Oh, +2 pair of boots. So beautiful. Exactly what I need in life right now. Bit of a pick-me-up. I always, like, I enjoy playing into the, like, either self-deprecating jokes or, like, you know, woe is me style jokes. But I also hesitate to do so because I like to always insist that DCSS is a positive experience. Even if you die in a stupid way, to me, it is a positive thing. Not the dying necessarily, but playing the game, learning new things, you know, getting your feet wet, getting everything set up for the future. It's all part of the fun here for sure. Could definitely Fated Altar. We do, in fact, have a hard time without Divine Help. The only issue there is, so I guess 2 potential issues. The first being, Trog kind of sucks for us, like really bad for any deep elf here, because I'm hoping to potentially have some amount of spellcast in my future, even with the Hunter. It'd be nice to have, you know, some supplementary utility spells at the very least. But the other thing, and maybe, probably, in fact, definitely more important aspect of it, is if we want to play with a specific god, such as Fedhas. Do we want to give Fedhas another roll of the dice here? Have I burnt all trust and faith that we have in Fedhas to get us through with a ranged character? Maybe. But definitely can leave it up for a bit of a an official or unofficial vote. In fact, you know what? I have not really done polls before, but just for fun, let's take a brief 2-minute interjection here. I'm going to spin on over to my laptop because it's where the dashboard and all that good stuff is. And I am going to manage a poll. Create a new poll, please. What? Get Faded. Fedhas. Look in chat for different option. Let's try that out, shall we? No additional votes. We'll just do a 1-minute duration real quick here. We'll plop that out and keep playing while we wait for the results to roll in, but let me know. If you want us to go for the Fated Altar, risk it all, potentially just get Fedhas. Seeing as how the last time we took a Fated Altar, it gave us exactly who we were hoping for. No promises, of course, but it could be nice. We'll pop that up there real quick, and if there aren't any results, then I'll just have to make a bit of a runtime decision here. Ow, that Shadow Imp kind of hurts. Oh, dang. You do hurt, my friend. Up to 6 damage. Hate that. Hate that. Well, let's walk all the way back to our stairs, which is a painfully hard distance away. Make sure that I'm not taking any wrong turns here as I glance over at the mini-map every once in a while. What do you do? Oh, just pain. Okay. I think that's a torment-like effect. So you know that poll you were voting in? Oh my gosh, that ended up being 50-50 split, so works for me. I would have had to flip a coin. Again, today is not my day, okay? Not my day. So, okay, Dobby died an undignified death. Apologies. Oh, so sorry, my friend. I'm surprised this entire section isn't just filled to the brim with deep elves. Well, thank you all for voting in the poll. I appreciate it. I'm so sorry that didn't end up panning out. Oh, that's so unfortunate. Let's just delete that poll real quick. Oopsie daisies. Well, I still have time to start off one more here. Not a lot of time, unfortunately. Especially, maybe it is just the day today, or my current mind state, or something. Something's not right. Something's got to give.